of it. Perception and free will. Of course, how we perceive everything is where it all starts. And, maybe some of this comes with age. The longer you live, the more you see, the more you learn and experience. The way we argued with our elders, no matter how, our parents may have been, or how our relationship may have been. We learn stuff from them. Maybe they lacked courage in their convictions. Maybe they talked a good game, but would never stand up for anything that they actually said. That's one thing that no matter how mine and Dorothy's relationship was, my biological mom, I did learn some good lessons from her. You can learn good lessons from, well, like the cliche says, a broke clock's right twice a day. It's just a matter of sifting through all the BS. And one of the things Dorothy did have was, she did have courage of her convictions. She just wasn't convicted very much. She didn't really believe in a whole lot. Like growing up in school, Dorothy, if something was wrong that happened, that was done to me at school, be it from administration, teachers, whatever, she was the one to go up there and act a fool. And without hesitation. As you'll read in the book, as much as I hated Dorothy for all the things that she did to me and things like that, she did have a few good qualities. For years and years, I wouldn't admit anything about that woman was good. I refused to see it. There was so much bad I'd experienced from her. Hell, she lied to me, she lied to everybody, she faked who she was to, most of the people she knew, even in our family. But that's one thing she was very good about, was be it out of nobody's gonna abuse my kid but me. I did. From whatever source that came from. Be it over love, misunderstood love, simple narcissistic possession. That's my punch bag. You can punch my punch bag. Whatever it was, doesn't matter. That's what was drove into it. And that's one thing that I have with my kid. I have no problem acting a fool. I'll correct, if he's wrong, I'll correct him in private. That's what people are supposed to do. You don't try to make a display of it. It even says in the Bible. But that's just one of my convictions. But the thing is, even after we grow up, after a certain age, no matter how much complex PTSD we have, or whatever excuses we have for things, we have to learn what we're going to believe. Everyone's feelings lie. Be it the most analytical person, most self-aware person, yeah. You don't know what you're going to do until you've experienced something. I remember as a kid talking about, well, I beat his ass, Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't, sometimes I got my ass whooped. But, veterans, first responders, law enforcement, we have a unique experience. We know what we'll do in certain situations because that was our job. That is our jobs. you know, and not everyone is made for those jobs. Again, back with the equality thing. We all got talents, you know, and sometimes, for better or worse, violence is a talent. Combat's a talent. It is a gift sometimes. Whether it's a gift you show off, you display, or whether it's a gift you use every day, like your pocket knife or your phone. You know, because if you're not capable of showing the courage of your convictions, even in some smaller way, then you're not tolerant, you're harmless.